Welcome back. My name is Jennifer Hill. I am the host of the Boundless Woman Project. And today we are going to talk about the Boundless Woman Podcast. Hola, beloved, and welcome to the episode 1 of the Boundless Woman Podcast. I'm so excited that you're joining me. I am your host, Jennifer Hill, and I created this space for the woman who has felt the nudge. And what do I mean by the nudge? What I've come to understand in this Boundless Woman journey is that we are multifaceted. We are ambitious, and we are walking into what we feel led to do. And yet, in so many conversations with high-achieving, ambitious, goal-oriented women who are shaking things up and making things happen, I still see something missing. There are undeveloped places within her. And these places, whether she knows it or not, it's keeping her at a level that she's at rather than allowing her to fully rise into who God has destined her to become. Notice I didn't say do, I said become. Because when you step into becoming, when you truly embrace all of who you are, no compartmentalizing, no hiding the parts that feel unfinished, that's when the real transition begins. Beloved, I know you are because I was her too. I checked off all the boxes. I hit the milestones, but inside, something was still missing. And yet, when I surrendered, when my life turned completely upside down, and I allowed God to lead me, I didn't just shift, I was transformed. And that transformation came through action, through intention, through letting go of what I thought I had to be and stepping into who I was always meant to be. And this is why I created the Boundless Woman Project. And see, I call it a project because we are always evolving as women, always being refined, expand, made new. And when you're dedicated to a project, you give it excellence, attention, and care. And so I've been called to curate a sanctuary for this work, a space that is safe, a space that is sacred, and a space where the mask can come off and you can just be. I lead from a place of empathy. I carry the language of a woman who has walked through fire and emerged whole. And I take women back to what is original, what is safe, what is simple, and what is true. Because God is not impressed by the accolades. He's not moved by titles or degrees or numbers. He's moved by a heart that is willing to become. So I invite you to this sanctuary to join me on this journey of reflection, of refinement, of walking fully into who God designed you to be. Each episode, I'm going to share some insights, stories, reflection prompts to guide you. And I'll make sure that we'll ponder, we'll deeply go over some of the things so you can find yourself in transition or in the messy middle or at the edge of transformation. But know this, you're not alone. So subscribe and share this with 2 to 3 women who need it. And let's rise together. All right? So let's begin. Let's talk about before the breaking. So for me, the awakening didn't come in some pretty moment of clarity on a mountaintop, like an aha moment. It came in frustration, fatigue, and being fed up with looking like I had it all together while quietly I was falling apart. I kept showing up as the version of me that people needed, even when it cost me my peace. I now realize God was calling me, but back then, I thought I was just tired. So let me tell you the signs of an awakening that's happening. And you may be there now, but here's how you'll know. You'll feel so uncomfortable in places that once felt safe. You're restless in relationships that used to fulfill you. You're starting to ask deeper questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What is the purpose? Why is this no longer fitting? Long before the collapse of my life as I knew it, God was sending me signs. I just didn't know how to interpret them. I prayed, but I'm going to be honest, I only prayed when I needed something. There was no real intimacy with God. And because I didn't have the language, I mistook the restlessness as something to fix, not something to surrender. But here's the truth, ladies. God will stir you before he shifts you. I want you to let that sink in. He will make the familiar uncomfortable. He will allow tension in your soul And it's not to punish you at all. It's to position you for something far greater. And for many women, this is where the real fight begins. The spirit is ready, but the flesh is resistant. We're scared to let go of what we always known, even if it's slowly suffocating us. You're praying, but it's really surface level. And I know that very well. You know there's more, but you're scared of what it might cost to go after it. That, beloved, is the war between your spirit and your flesh. Galatians 5:17 says, the flesh desires what is contrary to the spirit, and they are in conflict. This is that conflict that I'm talking about. Your spirit is pulling you forward, but your flesh is begging you to stay put. You're not imagining this, and you're not weird for this. This is your awakening. This is what the Boundless Woman Project is about. It was born from the ache of transition, from the war between striving and surrendering, from the longing to know God deeply and live authentically. So let me tell you the blueprint of the Boundless Woman. One may say, Jen, what is a boundless woman? And this is where a woman who is unlimited, she's expansive without restrictions, often characterized by her courage, her resilient spirit, limitless potential, and ability to overcome obstacles. She has unwavering belief, not constrained by the societal expectations. She's not surface at all. There's depth to her. She's a seeker for wisdom, true connection, and meaning because she's impactful. The vastness of her love is boundless. So one may say, well, who is the boundless woman? She's not the one who has it all together. That's not what I'm saying. And she's not perfect. But she's the one who has been chosen, and she's let God put her back together. She listens to the voice of God over the noise of the world. She doesn't measure her worth by the achievements, but by her obedience. She's strong, but her strength is quiet, it's spirit-led. She's not defined by titles, timelines, or trophies, but by truth. She's a woman who says, yes, Lord, I'm ready to become all you've called me to be. And that kind of yes, ladies, let me tell you, it doesn't come without a cost. It requires surrender. It requires trust. It requires you to say, I release what I thought I needed so I can receive what you've prepared. So I'm going to give you a reflection prompt. As we close this first episode, I want to leave you with a few questions to sit with in your quiet time and be honest with yourself, okay? First, where are you experiencing tension between your flesh and your spirit? In what area are you trying to hold on while God is nudging you to let go? What would happen if you trusted the nudge, if you leaned in instead of pulling back? And I want to empower you with this. The fight within you is not failure at all. It's the evidence that God is at work. So if this episode stirs something in you, do not keep it to yourself. Subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss what's coming next. Then I want to personally invite you to join the Boundless Woman email list. There is going to be weekly encouragement. It's where I send deep reflections, just like what we experience, prayers, and bonus content that I don't share anywhere else. So click the link inside, join the list today. And one more thing, sis, share this episode with 2 to 3 women you know who are in a season of stirring. Let us all rise together. Thank you so much for joining me. Come back. I love you.
Thank you for tuning into the Boundless Woman podcast. I pray something spoken today stirred your spirit, aligned your heart, or gave you strength for the journey ahead. If you were blessed by this episode, I'd love for you to leave a review. It helps women find the space of truth, healing, and divine transformation. Let's keep building, becoming, and believing together. Love you.